Puff and Pass!
Disclaimer, we are not professionals, nor are we experts in the topics we discuss. Please take what we say with a grain of salt. Have a nice day and remember to smile. Peace and love.
Alright, Gucci. What's up, everybody? My name is Red. Welcome back to the best podcast based in Adelaide, Puff and Pass.
Yeah.
What's up, guys, at the table? How's everyone going?
Going blindly.
Going. Tyson and Billy's over there. We're doing good at the table today.
Sorry.
All right, jumping straight into today's news. Last week we spoke about how Roe v. Wade had been overturned, or maybe the week before, sorry. But that had been passed in America. It was overturned. And in retaliation to that, there had been protests all over the fucking world, which is great to see. We had one in Adelaide last Friday. 5,000 people showed up.
Look, shouts out to all 5,000 of you too, because look,
man.
Us school folk, we were a bit worried that no one was going to show up.
Yeah.
Being a 5 p.m. on a Friday, let's be real, you know, you're at home getting ready for the club that night. You feel me?
Facts.
But we had like such an awesome turnout.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to Socialist Alternative. They're the organisation that ran that protest. They have some mixed opinions, but go them. They're doing some good shit out there. It was a fucking amazing turnout. Went to Parliament House and had like a 40-minute speech there with a lot of good speakers.
Dropped some bars on the way.
It was fat. It was fat. There was a little kid with a coat hanger on his painted on his stomach, and he was like, he was the energy, bro. Legit. It was a good night, good turnout for that shit. And that's the news for this week, man. Really good to see some support for people in other countries, because it's an important fucking issue.
For sure.
Today's subject, all right. Today's subject is violence and its influence/role amongst our generation and youth. It's a big subject.
Yeah.
Now, I think we all know what violence is.
Explain to me.
Obviously, you know, there's different situations. People might have different opinions, but I think we all have the same fundamental understanding of what violence is. That being said, can you guys ever think of a time where violence is ever acceptable, justified, or okay?
I don't know. Pretty easy one, I guess. Like self-defense, I guess. I don't know. I grew up in a bit of a rough area where, like, people looking at you was enough of an excuse.
Yeah, facts.
Like, especially, like, Woodville crossed with, like, Mansfield sort of area. Like, if you're not the rough nut, then, like, you're getting flogged every weekend, right? You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like,
if you're not bashing someone, you're getting bashed.
Yeah, pretty much. But now we're a lot more peaceful time. We sit on flowers and, you know.
Look, man, it depends, like, who you're with, the situation and shit. Obviously, like, self-defense, like, that's understandable, but there was obviously violence inflicted in the first place for self-defense to need to happen.
Yeah.
And growing up now, my current opinion on violence is a lot different than it was when I was younger. Like Ty said, the whole peaceful thing, sitting in the flowers, now I was setting flowers on fire. I wasn't like the other kids. I was fucking angry. Pause, bro. Pause.
Yeah.
I could see your face. I don't think that violence is ever okay, but like, you know
but
how
maybe justified.
Yeah, you know, me and Bella the other night, we were talking about true crime stuff and like how there's different degrees of murder. So like, people go like, oh no, I kind of understand why you shot that guy. Like, so let's. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the difference in like first degree, second degree, third degree, but like there's a difference. Here we go, Detective Lil Bell. Let's go.
First degree.
No, it's because Bell's facing 3 murder charges of each degree.
Yeah, actual. I've been murdering people for about a year. No.
Jesus.
Guilty.
Fuck. 4K. All right. What's the difference, Bells?
Okay, so like, I know that first degree is when you've had a motive, like, and you've intentionally done it. So you've been thinking about it. You've been planning it out.
All right. So yeah, for a long ass time, you were planning to kill someone.
Preemptive attack.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Some big words out here. Yeah. So basically, you were still not murdering some dude. You had your heart set on it for whatever reason. Do you know what second degree is? Say you walk in on your wife cheating on you, and there's a shotgun next to the bed, and then you pull the shotgun on him and blow his brains out. That's still murder, and that's still fucked up, but people are like,
in the US,
I probably would have done the same thing.
Second degree is any intentional murder with malice
I'm reading it too.
I can't fucking read, man. But is not premeditated or planned in advance.
So it just happens.
Like I said, you walk in on your wife cheating on someone with you and you blow his brains out. You didn't know that they were cheating. You didn't plan to go home and murder someone, but in a reactive state, it happened. And then there's the third type, which is like an accidental murder.
Like
is that manslaughter?
Yeah, that I just wanted to bash his brains out. I didn't mean to actually kill him. I just wanted to hurt him. I didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah, that's manslaughter.
Or like how a one-man punch
so it
turns
actually
into
falls
a death.
between manslaughter and a second
There
degree.
you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's also in the US, not here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
but
could change.
just examples of how like context changes the situation. Like how sometimes you can put yourself in people's shoes. Empathy really like differs situations and what people think, like motives, intent, all that sort of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that how you're raised, like your social stance, where you go to school and things like that, do you think that that's going to influence your perspective or opinion on violence?
I mean, probably. I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but it's like I went to religious schools my whole life, so it was very mollycoddled, fucking, you know, soft, prissy sort of, and it was never like the like people wouldn't sort out their problem sort of thing. It's just you go to the closest person to complain to make the other person apologize to you. It was never like kids fighting on the playground or anything like that.
You just had like mediated conversations.
Yeah. It was always this like Band-Aid dealing with, and so I mean, I suppose some of the kids were angry and all, but they always got expelled instantly. That was the schools dealing with. You're problematic, you're gone.
Mm-hmm. So would you say growing up for you personally, you didn't experience a lot of violence in the sense of school and shit anyway?
Only violence was the occasional bully who was like, you're fat.
So you didn't actually see like
no fights, fucking teeth being knocked out, that
no
sort
physical
of thing.
altercations and shit. Yeah. How about you, Lil Bell?
I went to a Catholic school, so I went to a religious school too. But
Religious primary school.
so I didn't
What the fuck?
see any fights.
Bless your demons out you.
I don't know. I think the worst sort of stuff was the girls in my year.
Yeah.
Used to always talk shit about each other, and we'd have to have the teacher like sit us all down and be like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are you talking shit?
Just drama, really.
Drama.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Always mediated drama.
Yeah. Wow.
Lucky. We grew up in Woodville.
Yeah, no, there was
Oh,
no
what
pulling
the
hair.
fuck?
There was none of that.
When
no.
I first went to high school, I think like the first violent thing I had like seen was like this kid fucking went up and punched this other kid in the face. Now, this kid was like young, like a younger kid, like
Yoy.
the
Come
kid
on now.
that punched like him in the face. Was, like,
a little
older.
kid hit
No,
a big. Okay, I
No,
thought a
the
big
older
kid hit a
punch,
little
the young
kid.
young kid got punched in the
Oh,
face.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah, it is
sad.
bad.
That's
And then-
tragic.
I'm pretty sure he didn't do shit either. I'm pretty sure he just got punched in the face.
Just like,
Maybe he said something, but
Bell.
I don't know. He got punched in the face, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
So, well, there you go. When was your first? Your first memory of a violent experience for you guys? What would that be? Your earliest memory of some sort of physical altercation or violent interaction. What's your first recollection of that you can earliest remember?
mine would probably be at high school. We had a bunch of just like destructive kids, and they just like walk past you and kind of hit you with their bag for no apparent reason. But this one kid, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry for the kid if he knows who he is.
You know who you are.
Yeah, I moved his bag, dropped it, and didn't know there was an iPad in it. Smashed that fucker up to pieces. The kid opens his bag, looks at it, looks at me, hits me as hard as he can with it, and then just leaves. Not a word.
Like where?
was
In your
said.
face?
No,
Like-
just at me. It was like there was no direction. He just wanted to throw his bag.
Jesus.
And I
Yeah.
was like, what is this? And then it's like, saw him maybe like 3 months later back at school, and he was like, oh, you broke my iPad, right? I was like, I assume so. You got pretty fucking pissed off about it. And he was like, yeah, but school covered it, so it's fine. I'm like, what the fuck was...
Jesus.
Like, What the hell?
Oh, well, who's already upset you broke his iPad, Rachel?
Yeah, I know.
He was
It still
very upset.
worked, but it just wasn't in factory condition.
Fucking so that was high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Seaview.
Wow, and that was like your first physical,
Yeah.
sort of altercation.
Yeah, because
or
otherwise
anything.
it was just like one girl hit another girl with a padlock.
Oh,
Because this girl had ADHD and kids were always bullying her about it because she didn't know how to use like an indoor voice or anything like that. She was just yelling at people constantly.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an aggressive thing.
no,
it
she was just herself.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like the teacher would always be like tone down sort of thing, and she'd get it. But all these other kids would always bully her, and one day they caught her
Aw.
while she was in her locker. So
Oh, she snapped.
padlock was still on lanyard.
Main character, bitch.
Just fucking hit them with it. And it's like one of these girls had like an egg from it because the other girl just legged it on the spot.
Jesus.
And it's just like in this time, I'm pretty sure Marymount's closed down now.
See,
so
sorry.
fun fact.
Let's use that example. Would you call that self-defense?
Yeah.
Or is that just being pushed to a point
Yeah, exactly.
of needless violence? Like, I'm kind of really on the fence about that
Yeah,
one.
because it was like, and I get that it was months and months of these girls being dicks to her, but was that the appropriate response?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I do know that she had been speaking to the school over and over again about these problematic people
I
in
mean-
her
Well,
class.
did it work though? Like, did
Talking
everyone
to the
fuck off afterwards? No, I mean after like
That-
the
yeah,
fighting.
after
That's
she
what I-
hit them with the
That's
padlock,
what I
did
was
she
about
get
to
bullied
say.
again?
Because talking to the school didn't work, but the hitting them with the padlock fucking did, and that's
Well-
the problem.
Yeah.
That it was helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard, man.
Exactly, because it's like, was it self-defense or was it an aggravated response?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can see justification.
Exactly, but
behind
not
it.
reason. Like, not. I mean,
Yeah.
there's this rhyme, but not. It's not just.
Yeah. Is it morally right?
Yeah, you do.
Probably
you.
not.
Look, bro, I don't know. Talk shit, get hit. Then
Yeah.
keep talking shit, hit him again.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
What-
the act like a
what
man,
was
get hit
your-
like a man.
back to back to
No, back
your
to
first experience.
No, fuck that. Look.
Okay,
what
okay,
is our
all right.
first
Take
experience?
no,
Look,
go.
I grew up in Woodville, bro. Like, people get stabbed. Someone got axed to death the year prior. Like, like,
It was a normal.
where the fuck's my first encounter,
Sorry, I thought about an encounter that I had when I
Like
was
a wild
even younger.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. Sorry for
No, that's
interrupting.
cool.
When I was in New York, like we were near.
Here we go.
We were near
Oh,
the Empire
Thank you.
State Building.
Holy shit.
And there was a fucking shooting, man.
Nah. No.
Yeah, that
Nah.
just topped it. Okay,
Nah.
no competition now.
Don't fucks with that, bro.
Sorry, that just made me think about it because it says
Wow.
someone got
Did,
stabbed.
did you guys like have to hide or like?
No,
Was
like-
it just near?
But it was.
Bella was shooting.
I was actually no.
That's crazy.
But like it was weird. It was just a weird day. Like
yeah, like the energy from
Yeah.
the atmosphere.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Legit.
Damn.
Wait, but back to the question though. The original question was like,
Violence being okay.
no, like,
Oh, growing up. Yeah.
Like-
Does how you're raised affect your opinion on violence?
yeah. So I don't know, like, we obviously grew up in Woodville. My primary school days were like a lot tougher than my high school days, I reckon. Until I went to Wirrieanda, you backwards
Yeah.
fucking school.
No
Look,
joke.
look, primary school was rough. We were always hanging around people way older than us who always gave us this this idea of like the high school we were going to go to, like, it's rough there, it's feral there.
Look, I think before that though, our mum was a real hard cunt.
No, forget that. We're not even up to that yet. We're not even up to that. But I always had this
Skip that
perception of the
stage.
high school I was going to was going to be rough, so I had to be like rough for it, and I was keen for it. Like, probably because of mum. Our mum's a fuckwit, right? So like, we always grew up like you got to be a hard cunt. Our brothers were hard cunts, sort of thing, And this is before Mansfield Park became like Angle Park, Fairden Park, and the rest of the park.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
Mansfield, all right? Let's
Yeah.
be real. And then that all got divided. St. Clair got introduced to Woodville.
Yeah, no shit.
So then it became a bit more nicer and preppy. So by the time we got to high school, it was pussy shit, bro. Like,
it was pretty soft.
yeah, which
Yeah.
was fucking lame as, bro. I spent like years getting ready, and then like we get there and it's a fucking anticlimactic shit.
Yeah, like I was wagging year 7 and year 6 for more hectic shit.
Punch cones and punch people in the jaw.
Yeah, like abandoned houses was the thing. Like always, we went to a different
house, bro.
Facts, bro. Yeah, we go to a different house every day and like just grill, fucking hang out, graph.
Legit.
Like, and that is violent, really. That's what we would do. We'd go out, steal shit.
That's violent.
Smash ups. It is. We'd smash up houses and shit.
I mean, yeah, the property destruction would class as violence, but the rest of it is antisocial behavior because you're withdrawing yourself from society to do something different. So
there was like 30 of us there. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was our societal norm, though.
Yeah,
and
I mean, just because like that large group of people were doing something different from how society perceives it, everyone in that group is exhibiting antisocial behaviors. Antisocial doesn't mean you don't want to talk to other people. It means you don't do the same as others. It's very bizarre.
I understand the psychological standpoint of that, but like I think the majority of us were doing that at that age in our area and shit. Like, because
not our age.
No, but
definitely the people we were hanging out with. Definitely their age.
The influence was so there. But yeah, just growing up, the way you grow up affected. Fuck yeah.
Well, look, sorry. Definitely. Where I was trying to get to my point with all that shit, like I frothed the violence, like when I was younger. But I think there was like so much of it growing up. By the time I got older, you just get fucking sick of it.
Yeah. You thought it was normal.
So it's like, I've brought it up on the show a few times. The dad with the 2 twins, he's a fucking like raging alcoholic, and they both grow up, one's successful, one's a dropkick, and they both say like, we watch my dad, that's how we got here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, you know? You can be brought up in violence and want more violence, or you can be brought 100%. Up with it and just be sick of this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, yeah, I was talking to Bella about the other day about getting into fights with people and shit, and like how certain people get into fights, certain people don't. And I said this thing kind of just unfiltered because, you know, I was just having a conversation at home with a friend.
Get the senses ready.
And and I said, like, I think to be able to bash people, I know this sounds fucking crazy, right? But to be able to be in that mindset, to be able to hurt someone, you have to be fucking hurt yourself. Like, when I grew up, my discipline from my mum was very different to what a lot of people would call discipline. It was it was abuse. But my mum's, I always had hands laid on me. I was always hit with things, like things thrown, and that was a normal way to express yourself. Like, that wasn't over the top behavior. Like when you get angry, smashing things is logical. Like, that was the connection because of how normalized and thing it was. So. And when you just put a whole bunch of kids like that with fucked up parents and fucked up situations in a schoolyard, they're going to start doing the same fucking thing. And that's what we did. Like, it was just a lot of my primary school life was watching Ty bash people every day. No, Ty
that doesn't sound right.
Ty, my dad always goes on about it. Ty, year 7 was when Ty pulled his shit together. That's when stuff really changed for Ty. He finished school captain of that school. He finished a role model, like he is fucking sassy. Finished a role model.
Yeah, I started eating pingers in 5th grade and then started smoking hella weed by year 7. Such a role model.
Before that, though, I would get a phone call. Like, my teacher would get a phone call every day. We were never in the same class because of how our age difference is. I would get a phone call nearly every day of the week. Ty's in the office smashing things. Can you come calm him down? Ty's got in a fight with so-and-so. Can you come calm him down?
Red sticky, but he's going to fucking hit me.
Literally, I'm not going to be able to calm the situation down. I got into the office at the end of the thing one day and Ty just rage roomed the whole thing. Do you remember Nolene's class? You rage roomed the whole thing.
Wait, pre-5th grade? Bit of a blur.
Yeah, facts.
For no specific
reason.
Man,
talking about how you grow up and shit, I remember this one time me and Ty like got called in by our principal into the office and she's like, why are you engaging in such violent behavior? You know, this isn't responsible.
This isn't you, Ty. It's not you.
Ty looks this poor like 50-year-old white woman in her eyes and she's sorry, I can't take this seriously. Because the question she asked was like, what would your family think about this? Ty looks this lady in the face and he goes, I don't have a family. I have a gang.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Little 10-year-old Ty. Oh my God.
So aggressive is like, gang lord.
No, yeah, but it was like that, man. It was rough shit. And like Ty said, like violence was something we fiend for. It was like I don't know, probably trying to recreate shit we went through so we fucking felt like we were in control of something. I don't know the psychological bullshit behind it, but, you know. So I had here just financial...
because I don't have any drugs in my system yet. That's what it was. Look, bro, let's be honest.
Jesus.
I became so much more
drugs chilled
peaceful.
you out a lot, man. Yeah.
Bro.
You had like an awakening. You were a cunt.
Yeah.
You and me had the worst relationship before you started taking drugs.
A couple days ago, 7 months sober. Oh yeah, don't sound so excited, everyone.
Sorry.
Calm down, guys.
Achieved. No.
Calm down. So tying into how you're raised, do you think that your financial status, you and your family, affects your level of interaction with violence or your opinion on violence? I can speak for the broke cunts in my area anyway.
I think it's more where you come from than it is financial status. Because I know like the rich kids in Woodville North, because let's be real, there are some pretty big housing.
Yeah.
Like, there's good shit. Oh, sorry, Royal Park is actually a really good example compared to like Burnside or something, or like or Unley even. Unley's a bit more actual proper rich. You're a bit more posh brought up. Sorry to everyone in Unley who disagrees with that. Where Royal Park, there are some real nice areas there, like real big housing, right?
Heritage homes.
But it's rough as guts in Royal Park, you know, like that actual, like, even when we were younger, Albert Park sort of area, you're not really walking around at night.
No. Unless you're
Except
in a group.
we were. Yeah. Like, we were the people you had to worry about walking around at night.
That's why we were walking around at night. We were the safe ones. We were the ones causing shit.
That's right. Right. So I feel like it's more geological area fucking...
Yeah.
It's where you're set. It's your location more than it is financial status.
No, fair enough. What do you guys think about that?
I disagree.
Yeah?
Hit me. Not physically, please.
Oh, no, I will.
Little Belle's coming at you.
Today's the day for it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. What's your opinion, Bells?
My opinion about it is I think it depends on the people you hang out with, not necessarily the area you're from. Like, because, you know, like, I probably wouldn't have, like, started to know more about, like, fights and shit like that until, like, some of the people that I became friends with. So, in my opinion, I just think that, like, it depends on the people you're with.
No, well, I was saying to you the other day, like, no offense to you. I'll say it again, no offense, even though I said it the other day. When I look at you, your postcode, your house, the way you dress and stuff, I wouldn't think you're up to the shit you're up to. Not that you're a shady person outside of this podcast or anything.
The gear smoking, the shootings.
To me, you don't even come off as someone... I was scared to invite you to my birthdays for so long because we smoked bongs and got hectic drunk, and I didn't want to like intimidate you or whatever. And you're hectic. you're the one who's like usually calming down first at parties and shit. Because like, you know, I look at you, your house, like the car you're in and shit, and I make that assumption that you wouldn't be living the same sort of things that I am, but you are friends with the people like me. You're friends with people like me. So I get what you're saying. It's not where you live or whatever. It's who you're hanging out with, who you're associating with and shit. Rachel, what do you think?
Financial status, I don't think means too much because, like, I've been broke my entire existence, but I've never gotten into a fight with anyone before.
Fuck yeah.
So, but it's like definitely like Bella said, the people you interact with will pretty much open a window into certain lifestyles and certain interactions. Because I remember I was friends with a bunch of violent people and they were constantly like, oh, my nose just got broken by so-and-so, or fucking I smashed this cunt to a pummel just because fucking they looked at me wrong or something. But it was...
Sorry to jump in, but I feel like if anyone says I smashed that cunt to a pummel, I don't think he did it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's what I mean. Majority of them you don't believe because they're fucking children and idiots. And the rest of them are just aggressive for no apparent reason.
Yeah, just angry at life.
I never looked at them and went, oh, I wonder how much money you have in your bank account for you to be like that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's never a consideration. And it was like the people I knew who did have money, like... back in the day, I suppose, were only trying to buy their friends. They weren't like genuine people because they were hanging around the wrong crowd. They can buy me, bro.
What the hell? Look.
I know, right? Buy me things. Hello.
No.
I'll be your friend. I'll be more than your friend.
God, stop.
we
So with you know, motives behind violence, self-defense, intent and cause that goes into it and everything. Let's talk about protests now, all right? What do you guys think about violent protests?
Well, it's not a really good way to get your point across, is it? Like, who wants to listen to the? Oh, see,
I have a hot take, so I'm gonna go last.
It's a little contradicting, is it? Because I'm like, who's gonna listen to the guy smacking his fists around? But in primary school, everyone was listening to me because I was the guy smacking his fists around. You know?
No, yeah.
But all right, maybe the authorities weren't listening to me, but everyone on my level was listening to me. So maybe, I don't know. I feel like a peaceful protest goes a long way. But sometimes it's necessary, like a Russia. If I lived in a Russia, like, you can't peacefully protest or you're getting, like, tear gassed or whatever. Yeah. So you might as well just
go big or go home.
Bring the blicky out.
Yeah. go big or go home.
That's right. So, look, I feel like sometimes it's needed, especially if, like, your authority is, like, fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But I feel like peaceful is the way to go. It's peace and love, man.
No, good shit, man.
Go smoke some weed and snort some cabs.
That should always be the way to go, is what you're saying. Yeah. Guys on this side of the table, what do we think?
Well, I think that it depends. It really depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I think that, like, I'm thinking, like, of, like, riots and stuff that. Do I think people's shops and livelihoods and shit like that should be destroyed and burnt down?
Fuck no.
No.
Yeah.
Those are people who have worked hard to get where they are, and they shouldn't be doing shit
when
like that.
When stores are being raided and family businesses are losing out.
And you know, so it's like, that's not good at all. But it has to get to a certain point for that to happen. Like, it has to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
neglected and not spoken about for so long.
Yeah. That's when that sort of stuff happens.
It's kind of like that girl who freaked out and padlocked the other chicks in the head. It got to she tried peaceful protest. She tried having it mediated, and then she snapped and swung the padlock.
Maybe, like, it's cool when it's a last resort.
And yeah, I was going to say, and it was self-defense because she didn't hit him a second time.
Yeah,
it was keep hitting.
Yeah, it was like a one thing to get a point.
It was like, fuck
I mean, is it because they all got knocked out first hit, or?
But also there were, like, I'm thinking about, like, the George Floyd riots.
Yeah.
There were people there that were just there to destroy shit. You know,
they were just
didn't
there to
even
smash
care.
There were radicalists who were piggybacking off of those riots just to be destructive for heads.
It's often a lot of people at protests who don't actually know what's happening. They're just there.
Yeah.
For, like, I don't know
to
when you
yell
go to protest.
Not to, like, an extreme extent as, like, maybe the riots and stuff, but we get that a lot in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I mean,
people don't even know what they're marching for.
That's right. Like, we all just wanted a day off. I'm guilty of it. We just wanted a day off school and shit, you know? So, like...
Look, my partner, he brought it up to me when I went to a women's rights march last year, and he's like, but what was the point of it? And I'm like, for women's rights. He's like, no, but what was the point? And I didn't understand what he was asking. And what he meant was, what was the call to action for that day? And it was to have
women's rights are you
it was to have more female in political roles and authoritative roles to lead programs and things that are beneficial for the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand what he was asking me at the time. But a lot of people go to protests with no agenda. Yeah. They don't know what they're there for. They're just there to kind of yell and be angry.
And if it's violent, throw something through a window.
Sorry, that just makes me think of, like, Bob's Burgers. When, like, they go to the museum and then, like, Linda doesn't go, but then Linda comes and then just starts yelling with all the people who are on strike, and then they start yelling at her to get out because they don't like her chants.
Yeah, exactly. Just if you need to be educated on things you're yelling at people for, man. Like, fuck.
No, it's
I think. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like, my current frustration with protesters. I think the protest was on Friday was fine, but I don't know if you've seen the protesters over in the UK at the moment who are gluing themselves to paintings. Like, what the fuck is the point of that? You're trying to.
Is that real?
They're protesting climate change by gluing themselves to fucking paintings.
What the fuck
is the point?
Look, there's this vegan activist that I follow, Tash Peterson.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Right?
Sorry.
I love Tash Peterson.
I don't even know who that is.
Look, is that the person that's banned?
Yes,
Why
it is.
do you love them?
Because
they're horrible.
No, I love her. I love Tash because she is a passionate advocate for what she stands for. I don't believe in a lot of the way she campaigns. I don't believe in a lot of the slogans that she uses.
You just share the same passion.
Yeah, for example, that stop the animal holocaust. That is disgusting. Using an actual human genocide as a comparative for animals. I understand you're passionate, but anyway.
Yeah,
Tash Peterson, for example, she's like a
funny,
radicalist in the sense, like her protests piss everyone the fuck off, but you know what Tash Peterson is there protesting for.
Yeah, then everyone knows
She's protesting for the baby cows, the baby chickens, the rape in the dairy industry, the murder in the dairy industry, the meat farming and all that bullshit. She's there naked with her tits out and blood all over her face. Yeah, it's a big statement. It's like, what the fuck? But you know exactly what she is there for. There is no mixing up her motive of being there and protesting what she's protesting. It's shock value.
No, she sounds like she's doing what fucking Pussy Riot used to do before they got incarcerated.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Wait, sorry to backtrack, but UK climate protesters glued themselves to a 500-year-old painting.
See, fucking told you. They also, I will tell you, with this painting, they also glued their own posters on top of this painting, along with gluing themselves to the frame.
Wait, but
that's a peaceful protest with property destruction.
This is their main thing is to like stop oil and shit when no new oil.
Yeah,
and, they're using oil paint to paint underneath it though. So it's like
yeah, and they're like, you can't remember these landscapes because you've destroyed them. It's the dumbest shit. Look. And it's like peaceful but aggressive.
My opinion on violence during protest is it should never. It's a statement of the failure of the system if it gets to a point where your citizens are rioting. That's not speaking of the people. That is speaking of the system 100%. It's never okay, like Bella said, to go looting places, robbing family shops. Ty, get that smirk off your face. There is never a time when
I'll just stop looting then. I'll give everything back.
There's never a time when needless, senseless, unfiltered violence is okay. There's never an exception. Are there times where violence has changed history for the better? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. We look at the Stonewall riots. We look at the George Floyd riots. Jesus Christ. A lot of good things have come out of that. The suffragettes movement. They were seen as violent, crazy bitches, but they did so much for women's rights and movements.
Martin Luther King getting firebombed.
Fuck yeah, dude. Exactly. There are things where violent things had they had the biggest outcomes.
Yeah, exactly.
They had the most influential outcomes in the end. No, it's not okay that it got to that point. No, it's not okay that it was
but it's good
resorted to that. But use that as an example to move the fuck forward. You know what I'm like to build something constructive off of it. What do you guys think about smacking your children as punishment?
Look, I'm a youth worker, right? And I want to smack these kids all the fucking time, right?
But there's a but, right?
That's the end of my sentence. I'll see you guys later.
That's all she...
Look, bro, look. As mentioned, our mum's a fuckwit, right? And like, for a long time, I didn't know like the difference
between being beaten and a smack.
Yeah.
Between discipline and abuse.
Yeah.
Look, maybe up to a couple years ago, I was like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of my kids. I openly told my friends that.
100%.
I was like, I got beaten the fuck out of.
Look at me.
Look at me. School captain on pingers. Look, bro.
I'm great.
Look. But like, more recently, bro, no, I'll never lay my hands on my kids. I might grab them by the shoulders and like shake them a bit. Like this.
You gotta wait till a certain age.
Yeah.
Bella's just like, please don't shake things.
Yeah, I'll give them a good shake, I think, but I don't think I'd violently. I might aggressively shake them, but I don't think I'll ever hit my kids. Look, it's a bit fucked, you know. It's definitely outdated. Obviously, like, what's the word for it? Corporal punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. But in school, right? In school, because corporal punishment now is obviously like a sex thing or whatever. But like back in the day, like when our dad was going to school, pause. You know, they were getting smacked with rulers and shit like that.
Yeah, the nuns.
And like the nuns. Look, and like that worked for a lot of for a lot of their generation, but also then again, a lot of them were like racist.
And turn into women beaters.
Like,
Yeah.
Look, violence encourages more violence. I'm not going to hit my kids so then they won't hit their kids.
Fuck yeah.
You
Good
know?
shit.
Hopefully.
Good shit.
Everyone develops free thought.
Yes,
so-
but lead by example.
Yes, exactly.
Look, so yeah, like my kids
It's
don't
never
need it.
okay.
Yeah, I probably would have been a lot better without. Look, see, I don't even see it as abuse, but probably like.
What we went through. Are you fucked in the head?
Look, man.
Looks for reassurance.
Were we in
like,
the same house?
Look, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did we
Look.
have the same parents? What is this?
No, but see, if you think it like built you up or whatever, like that's cool.
But that doesn't mean it's not abuse. I don't know. But I'm also
You're-
not like, I'm an abuse victim because, like, I don't know.
You're built on some wobbly foundations.
Yeah, but you don't see yourself as like a survivor
Nah.
or anything. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn. Cool. Moving on. What's everyone else's thoughts on hitting your children as punishment? And this is whatever, whether it's a light smack. I'm hoping abuse doesn't come to your mind. I'm hoping you are
You're
just
like, not
thinking,
like belt, like.
Do you think all physical contact, like all violent physical contact is abuse, or do you think there's a line where it gets too far?
I don't think anyone should be putting their hands on any child at all,
Word up.
especially as an adult. Like, who
yeah.
the fuck are you to think that you, like, have a right to be, like, smacking a little kid?
yeah,
Like,
little Belle.
Yeah.
who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
Like,
little Belle.
fuck
Who the fuck
are
are
you?
you? You tell him.
I'll fucking smack them
You
and
tell him.
that, like, oh my god, like,
Look, all my.
people who smack their children, they need to be smacked themselves.
Facts.
So
Facts.
that's my opinion on it.
Good shit. Rachel, what do you think?
Well, I definitely agree with that. I don't think kids should be hit. I think they get hit enough with emotional torment to
yeah.
need to have a physical hand on them ever.
No joke.
Yeah, oi.
So,
Like, have you? All right, roll the clip. It's Homer Simpson jumping on top of Bart while he's in bed and just telling him like scary shit in his ear, right?
Bart, do you want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Oh, sorry. What am I thinking?
I'm gonna do that to my fucking kid when he plays up. I'm gonna jump above him, nightmares, and gaslight him. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're fucked, Ty.
That's abuse.
So you agree that it's not okay to put your hands on your children?
yeah.
I also just want to say something about putting hands on children, and you bring up The Simpsons. I think that it's kind of fucking disgusting that The Simpsons use Bart being abused by his
I
father
know the way he gets
as
choked
a
out.
fucking joke.
I
Like,
know.
Roll the clip.
excuse me?
There's so
I
many.
know what you mean. Look, humor when The Simpsons was written was very different. We've spoken about this. Humor
Yeah, I feel
being
like they don't do
acceptable,
it really
you know.
anymore. Hey,
Nah, look,
I haven't watched any of
people
the
can't
new
get away with
episodes.
things as easily as they can. I remember this one episode of The Simpsons, and they're in like this toy fucking thing, and there's these little dudes with these hats on, and Lisa's like, Bart, what's that? And Bart's like, a KKK member, and it was so chill. It was so not nonchalant. Yeah, it was. You can't get away with that shit anymore, man. Things
it's
have
like-
changed, bro.
It's like South Park can't get away with killing Kenny constantly.
yeah,
He doesn't die every episode. Like, what
no,
is
but
this?
that's because they got over the gag. They were like, nah,
Fuck
this is
South
too
Park.
much.
I love South Park.
back to putting your hands on your children. One thing that I hear a lot of adults say that discipline their children with physical ramifications is one smack is for discipline. Anything more than that is violence. I think that's bullshit, bro. I think you're enabling being a kitty hitter, bro. I think you just want to. I think
That's
no,
like saying I'll just clock him in the jaw. I'll just clock my 8-year-old fucking
Once.
kid once, and
Yeah,
it's all it
and-
takes.
yeah.
Is one fucking.
that's fucking bullshit,
And
man.
also, I just wanted to say this is not about children. This is about animals. But like, what really stresses me out is then when people like openly admit to be like, yeah, I smacked my dog.
Yeah, you beat
Yo,
your children too,
I
homie,
hurt
don't you? Facts.
My animals, and I'm
Facts. That's some
no.
fucked up shit, man.
I mean, yeah, most people, if they're low enough to hit a kid, they'll hit an animal.
yeah.
And if they
Facts.
and if
or
they
the other way around,
and I was going to
bro.
say, and if they don't, they need to evaluate their existence.
100%. And what draws the line? What makes
what
the
do they
difference?
class as an innocent, defenseless
Exactly,
creature?
bro. Exactly. Look, there is never, ever an acceptable time to put your hands on your children, okay? I'm going to use Ty as an example again. When we were younger, my mum always said, like, yeah, but that's the only way to stop him once he's in that thing. You taught him that, fuckhead. You taught him that if you walk around raging like the Hulk,
Someone's going to want to punch him to calm him.
Yeah, that no one's going to want to fuck with you. You taught him that.
Forget the drugs, right? Maybe it's just because I spent more time with dad, I chilled out, right?
Facts.
Because, like, when I went to live with my brother, who's like a hard cunt, I was flogging cunts every week again. And that I was like 14, 15 when I moved in with my brother for a bit. And then I went back to dad's. Maybe it was the drugs. I was doing way more drugs at dad's. But, you know?
Look,
supervised.
You're a product of your environment, I guess.
Trying to sum up to today's episode, I think that we've all come to a mutual understanding that there's never a time where violence should be the first thing you reach for. There's never a time where violence is an acceptable form of punishment. And there's never a time, like I said again, you should never just resort to that. Violence should never be the first option for you. That's not the way to fucking go.
Can I add with it that, like, if someone's going to fight you and, like, try and hurt you, no, you can, like, if they're hurting you and they're, like, hitting you, you can, like, defend yourself, but, like,
Just hit him with the stop it, I don't like it, bro.
But don't, like,
one of those.
stab them in the head or some shit. Like, that's too far.
And you got to remember that self-defense stops when you continue to attack. Like, if someone in a car, for instance, rammed up the back of your ass, they got out of their car, punched you, and then you get out to attack them back, you're not defending yourself. You're attacking them.
Yeah, because you got out of a safe space.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
Don't go around being a violent cunt for no reason,
And
okay?
remember, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Ooh, I like that, Rachel. That's some good shit. Violence is never the answer. Violence is never okay. Stop with your AMS.
I don't know how to feel. I was about to go, I don't know how I feel about that, or I was going to make the noise with him. I was like, I'm not sure.
Look, man, always go forth with love. Make sure that you're making education-based decisions before moving forth with violence. Again, that's never the fucking answer, okay? I understand how you may feel that is your only option, or how you may need to resort to that. You're better than that. The world's better than that. Do fucking better than that.
Awesome. Well, as always, shouts out to Rory from Podbooth, who edits and records our show. You hear it. Shouts out to the local drug action team for funding us. Shouts out to everyone for joining us here today for another installment of Puff and Pass. As always, peace and love.
You.
Puff and Pass!
Arm wrestle me
Everyone,
right
let's
now. Now go. Now start. As hard as you can go.
You don't even look
Holy shit. I actually nearly pooped. Do I sound a little funny? Like a little distant or something? Or am I just...
You sound
winging?
cool.
Oh, wait, no, I actually think I have beanies over... My beanie's over my ears. That's actually what it is. I'm drowning myself out.
Puff and Pass!